Yeah, at least, oh jeez, they got weird sponsors sometimes. Either way, let's take a look here.
Doritos it's Doritos and Mercedes.
Doritos,
Those are the two
Mercedes,
things you associate with
Nike.
the LPL.
Wait, Nike too.
Yep.
The beer, KFC,
There's Icon and a puppy.
Icon and a puppy. Everything makes sense. Let's take a look here. OMG going to be up on your blue side for game 3. WE going on over to the red side, and first pick possibly looking toward the Jace. I wasn't extremely impressed with it last time, but we'll see whether or not they want to try and go for it this time.
They're giving up the Silas if they give it, though. That's it seems to be pretty much the same bans, except they banned the Rek'Sai themselves this time around. So, interesting choices. The fact that they end up banning the Rek'Sai themselves means that the jungle matchup's going to be a lot more pressure. We'll see if Beishang has to fall onto something lower tier, if Penguin can potentially exploit a jungle matchup, or if he's just going to end up falling behind. As once again, it's the exact same laners, except it's switched around. This time it's the Jace on OMG switching for the Silas, but the first 3 picks pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, it's going to be that Silas Rise combo here for OMG. Penguin going to just go back to Old Faithful, it seems, with the Sejuani possibly being the pickup here, and they're going to go ahead and go with that. So I'll be the jungle for Penguin. We'll see what they want to try and round out their composition with for their first round of picks.
Yeah.
For Nectin,
considering both of the solo laners are shown here, you can afford to just lock in both your solo laners in response.
Pretty much. That, or else it's just going to get banned to oblivion.
Yeah, so what they're looking to get is Ryze versus Jace and Renekton versus Silas, I'd assume.
Possibly the idea here. Oh, it's going to be that Renekton getting locked in here for OMG. Again, could be flexed. We've seen a bunch of Renekton mids.
We did see Icon play at mid in game 1, so it could exactly be flexed.
Alright, so for WE here, they might opt in for their AD carry, then look to try and ban out what could be available for Crystal. Yeah, that's going to be...
It's pick Kai'Sa, ban Vayne 100% here. Pick Kai'Sa, ban Vayne. Probably ban Sivir as well. Considering Yumi's off the board, you don't have to be as afraid of Ezreal. If it wasn't Ezreal, he'd just be giving up so much pressure that the Kai'Sa could be able to get that CS advantage and allow the Ryze and the Silas the way into the game, and to the point where you can get to the same point that OMG did in game 1, where you just jump in on the back of their engages.
Now, ban coming through. It's going to be the Lucian being banned out here by WE.
Okay, if they're banning Lucian here, I expect the other ban to be Vayne.
Like you mentioned, not to. Oh my lord, that's such a cute little sign for Penguin. Oh, fans are OP in China. OP fans. Alright, Nautilus being banned out here by OMG, targeting toward the support pool. Not wanting that super heavy engage that could be available for the side of WE. And Sona being banned out
Sona,
here.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe they were thinking that the enemy would just end up being able to go like Sona Taric and pretty much just try and dodge a lane and allow the top 3 to snowball, but they want to find pressure on the bot side of the map. That's why they're banning all these bot lanes now. The whole reason they banned the Lucian and the Sona is so that the Kai'Sa can find somebody she can 1v1, and if she's not afraid of the Vayne, so be it, but that's why I expect Crystal to play here.
Let's see here, final ban from OMG, gonna be the Jarvan. So gonna try and get rid of some of that aggro jungle that you can see. Kindred hovered here for WE. Possibility. If they wanted to. Give me something spicy. Alright, spicy.
Give me the Kanye.
It's just gonna be enough.
I was looking for red form Kanye there, but no, instead we get stuck with Nocturne. Exactly. Kanye West, but instead we're stuck with the Nocturne, Nightmare Man. Yeah, he can look to dive... Yeah, he can look to dive somebody who's on their own, but really he's looking to dive either a Necton or a Jace, and I don't think Jace is that targetable right now. I don't think the Renekton is targetable at all if you're looking to ult in, so he really needs some follow-up to that engage, and generally you'd want the Galio, which is why it's taken away instantly, so they can't get that combination. And now we need to see how they try and follow up. Maybe we need something like a Rakan, maybe we need something that has that engage, that innate all-in potential that the Nocturne can follow up on.
For OMG, final pick. Possibly looking at that Varus to get some... Oh, this would be a Crystal special, though. And it's gonna get locked in.
Baby.
We're getting ourselves a Draven here for game 3 from Crystal.
Well, that's a target for a Nocturne if ever I saw one.
Hello. Would you like to ult? Oh, jeez. That's a spicy pickup here for Crystal. That's one of his favorites.
Yeah, this is a classic pick for him. The Draven, something that's been rising up in the meta, but the issue with Draven right now is since the changes they made to him where he loses 75% of his stacks on death, he needs to get a kill early or he becomes near useless. And going Morgana in response is great for zoning away the Galio, but all the same, Draven's just going to land free auto attack after free auto attack on the Morgana, and she needs to be really scared here in this lane. I don't think she can step up into a Draven, especially if he's going cleanse here as well. This is even more terrifying.
Yeah, this is pretty much Crystal saying we're going to play aggressive in lane and we don't care what you're bringing to the table. On top of that too, it looks
I do like the fact that they've got, again...
I think Icon's playing Renekton again in the mid.
That seems to be an interesting matchup here. I think he's going for the Renekton into Sylas. It's going to be Poss playing the Ryze top lane. But once again, we see the triple melee laners in tandem with the Sejuani. We'll see if they can pull it off this time around, because Renekton, with the fact that he can pretty much instantly proc, not only press the attack, but with auto W, can proc the Sejuani stun instantly as well. With the empowered W, can just be so incredibly good at forcing 2v2s, having set up for jungle ganks. And we'll have to see if they can utilize it effectively, how much pressure they need to put bot lane, and how much that means that top and mid are left to starve.
Now we're going to have to see here. We're going to be loading up into game 3 quite shortly, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be our final game of the night here. So we're from OMG's home arena. And be a good one here. We're getting Crystal on his Draven. We're getting a lot of melee, like you said, in pair with the Sejuani for OMG. Have their game plan here, but WE, they played very clean in that last game, especially Pause on the Ryze in game 2. Interested to see how Beishang does with the Nocturne, though, because again, Nocturne, hit that level 6, you want to make an impact. If you don't, it feels really bad.
He's still pretty good at counter ganking as well, because you walk in, you have your lethal tempo plus your E. You get to do a lot in those fights, but all the same, we'll have to see how this one plays out as we are in game 3.
I'm gonna say these odd camera angles sometimes look really weird, like that Morgana run. Let's take a listen in on the.
It's the way the game isn't meant to be seen. Yeah.
They're already talking. Okay, I guess the crowd isn't loud enough for the OMG arena.
Have you seen the 3D artists on Twitter posting, like, 3D art's great because you get to choose which angle people see, but then you change the angle and it looks entirely messed up, and they just show the face from the side angle and the face from straight on, and the face is entirely warped because it's only ever meant to be seen from the side.
Oh, jeez. Colonel, favoring WE here. At least,
Robo Colonel, Mecha Colonel, no less.
The Mecha Colonel. I gotta see if I can find like a copy of that somewhere, like an actual replica of that statue somewhere.
Honestly, he looks like some kind of Metal Gear Solid villain.
Honestly, he looks like he's wearing a trench coat, kind of thing, like in that photo. And he's like
exactly.
Detective
He looks
Colonel.
like a Metal Gear Solid villain.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that makes proper sense. We've cracked the code. Oh, you know what's weirder? Seeing that Nike whoosh down at the bottom left. I think that's such a weird thing to see.
Yeah, it's just the difference in cultures. League of Legends is just so huge in China right now that it makes sense for Nike to invest in it.
You can buy the shoes now, man. You can already buy the player shoes. Sure, they're like $250.
It's weird when you're thinking about that. Like, yeah, I get so much performance, but Wonder can never really do that, because if you noticed after the games at MSI, he takes off his shoes before and after every game he puts them back on.
Right? That's the secret.
The G2 do a brand with performance shoes, and he's like, no, I gotta take him off to play.
And then people think it's like, and then if other cultures, they like look at that and they're like, oh, that kind of seems disrespectful. You shouldn't be taking off your shoes. It's like, he just plays like that. He's weird, okay? Like,
it's actually surprising how many players do end up just like playing with their shoes off.
you know
I
how
guess
many
it's, like,
just like have
some
their
people need
knees
to
up to their...
acclimatize to an environment.
Yeah, like some of them also like will have their knees up to their chest, like they're playing at home or something like that.
Yeah,
Look
exactly.
At this. Look at this from Penguin. Going cheeky. Comes on over the route. He says, hello. Now it's going to be a smite fight. Who's going to get it? Oh, hey, Penguin secures it.
And it's Penguin. He gets the 3 buff.
Whoo, nicely done there. And that's going to put
He walks out with a nice lead over Beisheng, able to instantly go for the scuttle as well off the back of it.
Yeah.
And, the fact that the bot lane had that much pressure allowed him to make this move.
Nicely done there. Crystal also sitting on a stack of gold. Can look to cash that in. Is running the Klepto. The go-to for...
Oh, Klepto Draven. This man, I love him.
Yeah, no, he's going all
None
in.
of that Conqueror healing stuff. It's all about gaining as much gold as possible.
It's about cash money. Xie, though, he's going to have to flash away.
That wasn't
here.
very cash money of you.
That wasn't very cash money of Xie right there. Decided to try and jump on over. Ends up having to blow his flash. Icon only using the ignite, so he's going to have that advantage for himself in the lane. Nice little pickup there. That's going to force the teleport too.
The fact that he had Penguin just around the corner as well, and the fact that Penguin's got all this pressure in the jungle matchup means it's so much easier for him to get pressure in the lane. The 2v2 is so strong, and you're seeing the strength of Renekton, even just in the CS difference so far. As a Penguin's just scouting out the entire enemy jungle, is able to back and get his Krugs at the end of it all.
Nicely picked up there. The push coming in from the bot lane is Hudier and Crystal pushing what they could. Small little CS advantage up toward that top lane. Curse this time going on the Jace. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Ends up using the hammer form. Trying to get a little bit of a speed boost there. Is going to get, unfortunately, forced to flash away. Hello, Pause. That's very aggressive. Oh, he's burning. Ooh. He's burning, but he's living. And Curse is going to survive.
Barely escaping there with the corrupting potion burning him down, but he's healing for the same amount. So just staying alive. It could have been one tick in either direction. But still has that 11 CS lead, still a CS lead in mid lane and in the jungle. Everywhere it's winning.
Penguin is just popping off at this point. He's going to get at least a decent amount of damage. Not going to force the flash, but he's also going to soak up a little bit of the wave. And this so far is looking pretty... a much better game from Penguin.
Yeah, Penguin showing a lot more confidence this time around. And unlike he was in the last game against the Rek'Sai, knowing he's up against the Nocturne, somebody can't really do much to him pre-level 6. He's just been in his face every opportunity. And once again, though, this is it. Because the bot lane's pushing, because the mid lane's pushing, the top lane is pushing, they get constant warding into the enemy jungle. They've had wards on Krugs, now between Blue and Gromp as well. Every single river entrance covered. They know where Beisheng is at all times. Apart from right now, evidently.
Yeah, he's going to try and make an appearance here in mid. Icon does have level 6. I think he's looking to try and bait this. I think they realize something's going on because Penguin could be
when he
nearby.
walks into 2 people, they go, wait, he can't be inting that bad. This is Icon.
It's like, Icon's actually good. What? You know, when he wants to. When he wants to.
It's like, we're not playing against the Vici Gaming mid laner. What the hell is happening?
Whoa, jeez. Let's not start flaming too hard right now. Oh, boy. Either way. It's just
hey, we got a good mid laner now. They picked up Ian.
Oh, boy. Take a quick look across the board. It's just at 7 minutes. Crystal getting himself a little bit of advantage as far as the gold lead. 8 CS ahead. Also got those stacks of gold. Would like to maybe start looking toward a cash-in. Wants to try and get that early kill like you mentioned. Because if he gets taken down early, or doesn't really do anything, and then gets taken down, it's really hard for him to really make an impact later on. It can really be difficult.
Because he's had so much pressure thus far, it does mean that he's been able to get these advantages. Oh,
Penguin does not have ultimate for this one, so he's going to try and at least get the knockdown, gets the stun there. There's no flash available, and that's going to be first blood going on over to OMG.
This is interesting because we talked about where is Penguin going to pressure with this advantage he has in the early phases over the Nocturne, with the fact that he has to scale to 6 and he's got these winning lanes. Is it going to be bot lane? How much pressure do you give over to the Draven? And instead, he's going, Draven's going to win the matchup on his own and get tons of stacks. In the meantime, I can get everyone else ahead. And once they're ahead, we can all go bot lane together.
We'll see here. It looks like a quick invade coming out from Wushang. Going to try and get a little bit of pressure back. Penguin did go toward the top side of the map, so no real threat. The Draven also being back. Has picked up the Vampiric Scepter and the BF right away. Nice 8-minute buy.
Well, he's already most of the way to a Bloodthirster.
Yeah. Getting close. Nice little... That's how you kind of want to start your game. And especially for Mystic, it's a rough one too, because it gets to that point, if that Draven does get only 1 kill early before he dies, then it just becomes a thing where you can't even walk close to Crystal without being pretty much 3-shot.
This is nothing. Jackie Love already had a completed Bloodthirster at this point in the game. Clearly that means that Crystal is terrible at Draven.
Possibly. Big if true.
Never play this champion again.
Jeez. Never play this champion or talk to my family again.
It's just like one of those old melee 1v1s that they used to do where you can't use the skin if I beat you in a 1v1 for it. You can never use this skin again.
You can never. Oh, the good old days.
They actually did that. I remember there was Leffen versus Chillin' Dude. They had a battle over who gets to be the base Fox skin. And for every event afterwards, Chillin' Dude's banned from using the base Fox skin because he lost the 1v1.
I'm going to give it to as well. This is some great ward coverage that came out from OMG because they actually caught out the Nocturne walking up toward top lane. And that's just a free call toward this Drake, and Curse has been able to play safe. He's still sitting at almost a 30 CS lead over Pause on this Rise. This is a really good bounce back game also coming out from Curse.
Yeah, Curse performing more like he did in game 1, and the first pick Jace showing to have been worthwhile this time around, as Icon is winning out mid lane as well. Basically every lane winning, the jungle matchup winning. This should be a clean game from OMG unless they let something slip in the mid game. I want to see how many stacks does Draven have here. 262 already.
Oh, that's looking for one, and look at that. Just shredding apart.
Oh, God.
Whoo, Icon.
Oh, God, that's disgusting.
It's actually
he has to take the Renekton ult just to be able to survive a dive here.
We'll see. Penguin's nearby.
Sejuani was spotted on a ward in Pixels, so they know she's here. Nocturne's hovering around. Is level 6 can potentially turn this.
Level 6 for both junglers. We'll see if Penguin wants to push it. Just streaking in.
Shard.
Pretty much that's what they're looking for. So that's going to be Icon picking up a turret plate for himself. Going to be pretty happy.
Both junglers basically looking to counter gank at the same time, so nothing happens.
Pretty much saying, if you do something, I'm going to do something. But if I would do something, you're going to do something. Perfect. And both will go back into the jungle. Pings, though, coming out toward the Rift Herald from OMG. They want to try and prioritize this again very early on, even with that scuttle being taken here by WE.
But this is fully known to them. They walked over wards, walked over the Pixel Rush pink ward as well to give over full knowledge that this is occurring. So they need Jace back on the map. He's trying to base it towards the river entrance so that Jace can help him take it.
Wow, that's going to be a teleport here coming out. That's also the paranoia from the Nocturne. They're going full force here to try and catch off OMG. Toward the side, missing, not able to connect there on the binding, and the Rift Herald resets. WE aren't able to find anything.
And they use so much for it. They use the TP, 3 ultimates, and only Penguin's ultimate used in response in his flash, so they're able to get back control of mid lane, potentially get back control of Rift Herald very quickly. And it's just really bought a little bit of time for Team WE where they're not being snowballed on. Potentially the fact that they stalled the Rift Herald for that little bit longer means it can't be used while the tower shards are alive.
Crystal also getting himself that Bloodthirster pretty early on, can pretty much walk up to Mystic and do pretty good. Crystal also going to be able to avoid the snare, so again, going to continue stacking and just waiting for that sweet cash-in.
Someday we'll see how much gold he gets, but not today by the looks of it. It's already Bloodthirster completed, so he's going to be very safe from these sort of dive attempts on him. He should be able to just effectively win by life-stealing through everyone, as Penguin might have to try and aid Icon here as he is down a level in the mid lane.
down a level. Is near a ward, though. Meanwhile, up in top lane, Curse going pretty aggressive here. Gets the full combo. He's looking for it. Flash on forward. Gets the solo kill in top.
And like we said, return to form for game 1. Another solo kill for Curse. And this man showing up once again after a bit of a rough game 2, rougher matchup, but rougher performance as well. A Curse coming up clean for this third game, able to pressure out with now a 40 CS lead in the top lane and rising.
Yeah, and that's also Ninja Tabby Rush coming out from pause, so he doesn't really do much else either. It's not like he's got any AP or mana.
He doesn't even have a lost chapter yet into a Yomu's.
Yeah, no, this is a rough one. This is a very rough one.
A Yomu's and an extra dark. That's so rough.
Curse is gonna lay one down on him. Oh, that's gonna be a rough lane for Paz.
That's roughly 20 armor penetration straight up there at this point in the game. Once it gets to level 18, that will go up to 36.
So you're saying those Ninja Tabbies pretty much do nothing right now?
Yeah, not much.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. All right. So far, so good for OMG. It's still only.
You know what I miss? I miss the Poacher's Duck.
You missed. Were you the jungler that would always
invade? It was the item that I used that no one else did. Like, I'd build Yomu's second item on Graves just because I was, like, forcing vertical jungling while I bought Poacher's Dirk really early. So I'd get all of the Poacher's Dirk stacks and then walk out with a 750 gold lead over the opposing jungler because I have a Dirk over them.
As Penguin looking for a repeat here. Not going to be able to steal it, unfortunately. Puts down the ward just a little bit too late. WE are able to defend. We'll take a look here at the turret plates that were secured by the teams. It's only 500 gold going on over to OMG. None of that actually went on to Crystal. He was never actually able to get close enough to the tower. A lot of roaming that came out from that Galio, so was forced to just play it safe. Didn't want to get caught out and lose out on those stacks. So going to be waiting for that cash in instead of trying to force it early with the turret plates. And that's going to be the Ocean Drake started up here by OMG.
You know, the best things come to those who wait. It's, the longer we wait, the more stacks he gets, the more juicy it will be when he cashes them all in.
Or the more tragic it will be when he dies. Either way. Either way.
Hey, tragedies get views. It's all helping the ratings.
The real tragedy is when the Galio Ignite's gonna steal a kill from him. That's when it's gonna. That's when you cry. That's when you go, why? He's sitting on almost 500 stacks. Whoo! That Draven. You know, as a Draven player, you start to get a little impatient, you could say. You're like, I could just, you know, we can just dive. I don't care if I die. As long as I get a kill before I die, it's worth. Come on, guys, let's just dive. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong is always the question that you never want to hear asked by your team.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong is the question that was asked by KT before they attempted to take Baron and lost it at 2 HP. What could go wrong is every EDG game where they were 10k in the lead and still somehow threw it.
Or you know, the other question with EDG is how long will this pause possibly be?
Exactly.
Reptile gonna be secured here. By...
It's when you turn up to an international event, that's season 2. It's just like, how long could this pause possibly be? What could possibly go wrong?
So OMG, they pick up this Rift Herald. They say we're gonna use it now. We want to go and get a turret
instantly.
Yeah. We want
With
to go.
No tower shards up. There's no need to play this safely and set it up for a lane. You just throw it at a tower. You get that tower, and you roam on to the next one.
On top of that, too, being the mid lane tower, it allows them to push down some ward coverage into the jungle. Shelly also gets that last charge before she gets sent back to the void, so they're going to be happy with that. So first tower, first brick going on over to OMG as they have the only 2 kills. And man, it's been a bit of a slow night here in the LPL. You know, we had some bloody games during RNG versus LGD, but like even then, I think it was the 3rd game. It was still a pretty slow one, and this is kind of what we've been seeing. Minus the first games, all the teams are fighting. Second, third games, they're like, all right, guys, we gotta calm down.
Yeah, it's so calm that Draven's hit 458 stats. He's stacking up. He's getting there.
Oh, there you go. There's your dive. There you go. There's the dive. Oh my god, Curse almost got a kill back. Woo! Close, but no
That
cigar.
was so close to turning it, yeah. Not quite enough, but they do end up trading a tower for a kill, and Renekton's going to be potentially zoning them off of that tower bot lane anyway. Maybe even killing Beishang if he's not careful.
That should be a kill instantly right there. There you go,
Yeah,
Icon going to flash in. So they get a kill for a kill, plus a turret going in favor of OMG. They're happy with that one. They're not going to get a perfect game, but they'll at least keep their gold advantage steady as Crystal continues to farm like a madman and juggle his axes. Already rushing his second.
That's 489.
Yeah, you know, he's getting closer.
He's getting there.
He's getting to the 500. Oh, look at this. Dive going to come out here toward the bot lane as Xie underneath the tower, but he's running too far away. Here comes Curse. He don't even care. Now missing. Is he going to try and turn this one around? This could be a bit dangerous. Oh, that damage that comes out. Killer Instinct going back on over across the wall, and it's just going to be enough. Oh, my goodness. Mystic can't do it. And the rest of OMG are going to survive. Meanwhile, here comes Penguin. He's looking for this Morgana. Missing, gonna get to safety. And still, kills coming on through, but none of them going on Crystal.
You know, he's just staring at his hands, asking why, as he realizes his ult's still on cooldown. He's just looking down to bot lane, staring back at his cooldown, spamming the R key, and just wondering why the world is doing this to him.
You know, he's sitting at 531 stacks. They also get themselves their 5th tower of the game. Man, WE, they're not really looking for anything. OMG, they're like, all right, well,
it's 2 gold per stack plus an initial 100?
Yeah,
is that correct?
So we're looking at least 1,100 bonus gold. At least.
Yeah, so the most gold I've ever seen from a Draven kill is 1780.
All right, well, maybe we're looking for... Is that the... How much are they going to use down here? WE, that's 3 members committed. Up in top lane, though, they can get a free push. They get the 1 kill. It doesn't look like OMG can really trade anything back, so for WE, they are going to sit just fine, I guess, with this one.
What a horrible night to have a Curse, as they're really not enjoying playing against this Jace, going after him time and time again.
Crystal continues the stacks. Counter now at 550. Oh my lord. And it's also
it's painful.
So this is more painful, especially if WE give this over. It's going to be an Infernal Drake possibly being started here by OMG, and that now escalates this Draven possibility. He either does some damage with the Infernal Drake, or he's going to do a crap ton of damage when he gets the cash in with the Infernal Drake.
The thing is, he's still got enough of a gold lead from the fact that his team's been doing so well that he already hits like a truck regardless. Look at how much damage these crits are doing.
Yeah, he's got that.
So, like, he's not even like... We talk about how feast or famine Draven is. He can die and still be doing a decent amount of damage. This is actually how well OMG's been playing as a team around the map. They've got a 5k gold lead at 20 minutes. They have been playing it very slowly, much more like we saw WE do in Game 2. Much less like Game 1, but all the same, they are still gaining a massive lead. They do still have a really good team fight set up as well. All they have to do is just deny the access to the backline for Xie and pass, and it should be at least fairly easy to set up when you've got this much of an advantage.
Curse going to go ahead, push in the top lane. It's 21 minutes. It's a 5,000 gold lead almost here for OMG, as they look to position themselves up toward possibly the Baron, or at least try and get some vision. Maybe look to try and catch out a member of WE as they look to push that forward. He's going to get spotted out here on a control ward as they use the blasting cone to get back to safety.
I'm going to say I'm really enjoying the jungle meta right now. It's the most diverse it's been in a while, and suddenly Riot go, well, Gragas hasn't been relevant for 2 weeks. Let's buff him again. And so we see in 9.11 he's going to be coming back. As we're seeing in Korea, a lot of Gragas coming back. So 9.10 still here in the LPL. We're still seeing a lot of more interesting picks like this Nocturne coming through that we've seen a couple times. Potentially things like Kayn and Kindred have been thought about quite a lot as well. So I'm interested to see if we do see any nice things.
There you go. They're going to go in for this dive. Crystal's nowhere nearby. They're going to finally go all in. Missing, not able to connect. Let's keep track. Crystal on top of him. He's got the silence. He's trying to do the damage. They're just going to go ahead and get back on in. Whirling Death. There's finally the cash in. No, he gets killed before it can happen. It gets stolen. And just like that, OMG, they pull the trigger. And they end up losing 4 members for 3, and Crystal can't cash in.
It seemed like every member was one auto from dead, but he couldn't quite do it. And he only walks out with the 2 assists. Heartbreaking for Crystal, but he still has a decent amount of gold. The team is still in a good position if they can get back onto the map, but they are going to lose this mid lane tower for the loss of that fight.
And that's what we call tragic, ladies and gentlemen. For Crystal, let's take another look at it.
This is a classic Greek tragedy in this fight.
Let's take a look here. All right.
The Shakespearean is first the Silas uses that Galio ult, and it just ends up with him on the flank directly on top of Crystal. Crystal can't free DPS, but it's this moment where Poss ends up in melee range of Crystal, and he can't quite get it.
Actual question, how did the Galio get the kill on the Silas? I don't know how he got the kill credit. It's the Q and the Ignite. The 2 of them end up stacking up, and it's so painful because he committed to one side when there was a rise, like 1 auto from dead in front of him. He ults to try and get the AoE damage, still playing for the team. And OMG, they feel like they have control. They start up this Baron. Going to have a redemption, so they're going to get themselves back up to health. Paranoia is going to come out. They disengage from the Baron down to 2,000 health. They want to try and maybe go for it.
Flash, though.
That's going to force the flash here, and they're just juggling.
What people aren't thinking here is the longer they fight Baron, the more stacks Draven gets. Yeah, so if they just keep on baiting Baron, they get to free stack Draven passive. It's great, guys. 50... This is their plan.
That's some 5,000 IQ.
No, you were right the first time. It's about 50.
Unlimited Draven stacks? What could possibly go wrong? Oh, wait, we could throw.
Oh, wait, they could engage on us with a silent.
They're going to try again. They're like, all right, guys. Yeah. Clear out the wards. Get the Draven stacks. Get those Draven stacks, Crystal. Oh, baby.
This is the one time where you actually want to get ward clears as Draven, just so you can get extra stacks from attacking wards.
Here comes the pings once again. Nocturne Ultimate will be available shortly. It's about 10 seconds on cooldown. Crystal a little separated. Icon's looking for a play here. She has a black shield on top of him. And OMG, they feel very scared. Oh, Crystal got tagged. Crystal got tagged. Crystal's all alone. Xie can just go on top of him. Now your Draven's just going to get obliterated. But at what cost here for WE? They got themselves the Draven, but they lose out on at least 2 members, maybe possibly 3. Mystic, though, able to turn it around with the Acathian Rain and is able to trade back. It's 2 for 2. Re-engage coming back in from OMG. Mystic down to about half health. Penguin gets on back towards safety. Killer Instinct not available for Mystic, and here it is. That's going to be another one there. The shutdown's there, and just like that, WE find themselves a fight after Crystal's left to rot by his team.
And another 4 for 3 on the backside of it. As all those Draven stacks, they go to waste again. And it's going to be, unfortunately, for them, Team WE picking up an Infernal Dragon, their first of the game, their first dragon of the game. And tempo is swinging back in favor of this Kai'Sa and this Silas. And speaking of over-aggression, because once we see the Renekton go in here, we're going to see it again. He goes in, the Galio ultimate's there, it's zoning half of the team away. You've got Xie caught out on the side. He was on a ward as well, and they can just back away. They just know they've got the members split, pick off a couple members, back away, but the overforce ends up with so many members split on each flank, and you've got the 2 biggest damage dealers, Poss and Xie, just free DPSing the entire time, while Mystic gets to kite back and lend his DPS as well. They just couldn't remove the crucial members. That means that they can only get losing fight.
That's a rough one there, and OMG, they almost had a
79 stats on Draven.
Yeah. Oof. That's a big oof. That's when you're falling from 20 blocks up. Oof. That hurt. That's rough.
Yeah. As you said, 90%. They were considered so highly by the Colonel. How could you betray him?
How could you disappoint the Colonel?
The Colonel believed in you.
Honestly, come on now. Crystal gonna go ahead, clear out the way if he's gonna try and start rebuilding his empire. Or I guess you could say his...
I don't think I'll ever be able to go to a KFC and think of it the same way.
I'm gonna order the family bucket, but I'm gonna be disappointed in OMG at the same time. 6,000 health on the Baron. It's gonna be started up. Oh, here we go.
Here we go, yeah. Baron going low. They have to force the 50-50. Maybe have to
OMG, though, they do it once again, Sid. They just don't want to fight this battle, it seems. As Penguin's gonna get snared, and WE prevent the Baron one last time.
It's another 30 stacks for Draven. It's fine, guys.
Oh, it's starting to hurt.
They lose the mid lane pressure for it, but it's another 30 stacks. It's fine. They all TP directly onto Baron here.
Oh!
Nobody wards. They're finally putting laps on it. This is getting burned down.
Curse can just only watch this. Here comes Icon. Whirling Death gonna go into the pit. Penguin using the ult to try and zone away. Now the engage, though, coming back out from WE. Killer Instinct on top of the Jason. Now they turn back their attention on over. Houdier starts to come on in, gets the double stun, but guess what? Mystic had the cleanse available. Galio ultimate gonna try and get him to partial safety. It don't matter. It's gonna be 2 members for 1. A double kill going on over to the Silas as WE secure the Baron.
And the overextension again, without the mid lane pressure, OMG force hard onto Baron. They lose mid lane control, are forced out, and a nice rise ult gets them into the pit, gets them to burn it down far too quickly for OMG to get into the position to contest it. This Baron going over spells doom for OMG, potentially losing the series off of the back of that single play.
Again, they waited so long. They kept dancing around that Baron after they felt they had such a massive lead. It all comes tumbling away. Now the inhibitor mid lane taken down. WE gonna have some super minions pushing back. Already a successful Baron buff, you could say, for the team, taking down that main objective as we approach the 30-minute mark.
It may have been OMG's game to lose, but it's been WE's game to win, and they have capitalized on every given opportunity. Another nice, slow-played fight. They know exactly when to jump on these targets together as a unit. They've always been moving together, playing together. They understand the target selection so much better. And OMG, we said they looked so clean in game 1, but they've seemed so disjointed in game 2 and 3. And unfortunately for them, it's cost them dearly as they go from so far in the lead to so far down in a matter of 10, 15 minutes.
Ooh, nice shock blast coming out there from Curse. A decent amount of damage here onto Misting, and they finish off the kill. Crystal finally cashes in. Is it too late? Whirling Death gonna come out over toward the side. That's gonna be the Paranoia as well. Decent amount of damage. Crystal's gonna get taken down. GA is popped, and Mystic is still alive here on the Kaisa. Icon jumps on in, flashes forward, and massive amount of damage coming on back. That's gonna be a triple kill for Icon. Make it a double, and now they turn their attention back on over to Shie. It's a double kill, looking for possibly the triple, but nope, not gonna happen as Curse secures it, and OMG find themselves an ace.
There goes Baron. That's the ace. All Baron empowerment's gone from every member of WE. The solo laners show up huge in that fight. The cash-in doesn't matter. It's all about Curse and Icon. They gotta show up, and it's Icon feeling the same as he did last season, knowing he has to step up for this team, but he's got to carry Buddy now in the top lane. We'll see if Curse can help him make the difference, if this can be the difference between Spring OMG and Summer OMG.
We'll take a look here back toward this fight. Starts off with what looked like the catch on Missing and Crystal cashing in, but, you know, WE, it looked like it could have been their fight either way.
Yeah, it's all in the AoE, though, when Jace and Renekton get a free DPS. Even though Renekton arrives to the fight extremely late, the amount he gets to shred is huge. And GA on the backside, all he can do is just try and get as much as he can off the back of it, because the rest of this team is dying around him.
That's going to be the ace for OMG. They also picked themselves up their second Ocean Dragon. And WE only going to gain 1,200 gold after securing the Baron overall. Bit of a rough one.
That's less than the Baron is worth killing it. Everybody gets 300 gold upon killing Baron, so that's a 1,500 swing instantly. So it means they lose 300 since Baron got taken.
That's going to be Phantom Dancer completed for Crystal. He also is going to have the QSS as well. So finally going to have a cleanse for himself when it comes to these team fights.
It's still half an item down, unfortunately, on the Kai'Sa, but we know what Draven can do once he hits those late-game items. He's if he can start to get a window back into the game, he can still be a huge DPS threat.
It's mainly up to which AD carry is going to survive longer, pretty much at this point. If Mystic is able to keep his positioning good, or if Crystal can get one good, juicy crit.
Yeah, all that takes is the one empowered juicy crit on a target that can net you another cash in, and maybe Crystal's in a good position, but we talk about Crystal a lot, and I think Icon and Curse have gone undersung. Curse, who was focused out so hard by everybody using their ultimate on him time and time again, has still been shredding the entire back line. And Icon, we saw what he did in that last fight, even though he arrived late, got on top of 4 people, and they just couldn't deal with him. So if we can see them find other fights like that, if they can get members caught out in choke points, we know those the 2 solo laners can just decimate.
Side here of OMG, they're going to try and answer these super minions in mid lane. Nice, decent chunk of damage coming out from Curse as he makes his way down toward bot lane, having himself a full build on that Jace now. Has the Black Cleaver, has the Youmu's, has the Dustblade, has the GA as well. As unfortunately, Paw still weighing a little bit. Only got his 3 items. And that damage on to Mystic.
Oh god, that's a lot of damage. And Icon's on the flank. He's looking to solo kill Pass.
Oh geez, Pass. He's got nowhere to run. They're going to try and answer back here toward Icon. Decent amount of damage. Here comes that Galio ultimate, though, into the back line. Now separates the team of WE. They're going to get the flash from missing, so he's going to get back toward the rest of his team. It's only going to be a 1-for-1 here. Jungle still alive on both squads. But some calls coming out here for OMG. That was some good timing if they want to. That Baron just respawned.
Yeah, Nocturne has no ultimate, but he does have the flash to get into the pit, so they want to try and pick out Mystic.
Hey, that's a teleport blown right away by Xie. That might be the call.
The inhibitor tower.
Had to go to inhibitor tower. Are they just going to pop on it? Oh my goodness! Trying to face check. That might cost them, but WE, no one falls. As OMG almost lay down the trap. It looks like they want to try and rotate back toward this Baron, clear out some of this vision. What does WE want to try and do in response? They get lucky, it seems, because OMG have to answer for this mid lane.
The perfectly timed Morgana ult saves his life there, though, as Penguin was so close to turning on him, getting the stun. But instead, it does mean that they have to back away and rest on the laurels for a little bit as they lose control of the bot side of the map, but that's not the side they care about right now. They're playing towards this Baron, and if they can get this, if they can get that control, Elder Dragon is shortly on the horizon. Even if they've not got the most fed members besides the Jace and the Renekton, it's still going to make that Draven hit a lot harder when he's got 4 stacks of true damage hitting people.
Penguin playing a little creepy here. There's missing. He gets caught out. That's going to be a Galio ult in return. Crystal cashes in, though, and it's now a 4v5. Mystic caught out toward the side in the Raptor pick. Has the flash on over. Huge hammer slam coming out, though, from Curse. And Mystic is trying to kite for his life. And Cathian Rain is somehow alive, and Mystic is able to do it, but Crystal answers back immediately. And both teams are getting wiped at this point. Curse is the last one standing against the Nocturne. It's a double kill. It's the ace for OMG. The last one left is Curse.
And if that play wasn't pulled by Mystic there, that could have been game. Baron maybe even just rush up mid for an inhibitor instead, because he finds those crucial kills. It means that his team lives to fight another day. Maybe even just this tower going down, as members are going to be respawning soon. He's going to get the inhibitor and have to base, but the Baron is still crucially on the table, and they are alive for it.
Inhibitor is going to fall here as Curse is able to secure it. 23-20. Our game 3 going the distance. Again, let's take a look here as Missing gets caught out at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a really nice pick off on Missing. They could have even just backed off here, but they know they've got the 4v5. They want to overforce it. And Icon and Curse, they're doing so much damage. But Mystic just attack moving perfectly, dealing with 4 members on his own. Here in the back of the fight, every single member is his own target. Even Crystal there just barely takes him down. and relies on Poss coming in to finish him off, but Curse ends up being the last man standing after he takes down Beishang in what was a dramatic, close back-and-forth fight.
Here we go,
we know
though.
Kai'Sa is the late game carry now.
Here you go, though. Look at that damage. Almost 10,000 damage from Mystic.
Oh,
that
God.
Baron gets shredded. Meanwhile, though, they say, all right, you want to take Baron? We'll take this Elder, and they have 4 stacks in.
Yeah, the 4 stacks of Elder, that gives them a lot of regen out of combat and a lot of true damage. And what they need to be doing with that is force a team fight against the Baron and Power, but they need to find a solid engage. They've got the engage tools. We talked about the Renekton, the Sejuani. If they can find even just a single target, they can burn them to death so quickly with all this bonus true damage.
On top of that, too, Curse can get some decent poke out on this Jace. Could possibly find some decent amount of burn onto squishy members. We'll have to see, though. WE trying to hold down. They got the Baron buff, so their minions are going to push back naturally. OMG, though, they are not stopping. They have this Elder Dragon buff. They need to find that fight. This is their opportunity to try and close this out. Pause gets taken a decent amount of damage there. Loses about a fifth of his health. That's going to be Shi actually using the Renekton ultimate, so he has that available once again, his ultimate to steal away. As they look to back off here.
So much of the Baron buff. When you have all this pressure you can exude from all this bonus damage you have, it means that they're so afraid of you taking a fight that they have to play so non-committal, even when their waves naturally push against their opponents. It's a really good situation that OMG was at least able to trade Baron for Elder, because that was burned down so incredibly quickly by the late game Kai'Sa.
Curse looking to back off here. Crystal just going to continue to farm up, finishing now that... Going with the Hex Drink.
Still seeing 1100 damage crits coming out from Crystal, and he can still hit hard. It's just a case of not quite as hard as the Kai'Sa can now if she's allowed to free hit with that Runaan's Hurricane.
Exactly. You get those stacks on. Does a decent amount of damage. Baron buff going to last for about 30 seconds longer than the Elder. Elder is going to tick down here shortly, and I think we're going to go back into our stalemate once again when it comes down to who has the vision control on either one of these team sides. As Crystal clears out the rest of the wave. Taking it back
what
here.
we do here is go back, and what we need to see is OMG cleaning up these waves, cleaning up the vision and being able to get back onto the map without worrying about a flank TP or being picked off so quickly. And that's where they can get back to an even state where they can contest Baron again. They can push out these waves into a comfortable position where they don't need to be afraid of a Rise TP instantly onto that Baron the moment the members step out of vision.
Push here on the side. OMG going to look to back off. Going to be a little while, though, before that Elder rejoins. So the main objective that you're going to be looking for from both of these teams is going to be that next Baron. We'll see what they can do here.
Now they just have to reset quickly to see if they can hold the inhibitor.
Should be able to hold it.
WE are actually going to back off and just get vision control rather than try and force this out.
Opting to go more of a safe route here from the side of WE.
Instead of just trying to force the wave as far as possible, they opt to just back away, get as much vision control of the river again, so that their reset is much cleaner. They can get back onto the map happily. They don't have to worry about over-forcing with the loss of the Baron buff. They can get a nice reset to be able to be comfortable again while pushing up the mid-wave, not worrying again. We said talk about this. It's one flank, one team fight can end the game at this point, so they have to be careful for every single possible engage route.
See OMG going to back off here. They try to get a little bit of vision down in toward that jungle. So they rotate back toward that mid lane. Pings are coming out from both squads. Going to meet here toward the center. Icon, ultimate's going to get stolen. Has the GA available. Crystal stepping a little forward. Look at this. You have that Nocturne ult available. Has the GA as well. A decent poke damage coming out from Curse, but doesn't burn through like it did when it had the Elder Dragon buff. And that's going to be the inhibitor respawning here on the side of WE as the Galio ultimate now taken by the Sylas. And decent chunk of damage onto Mystic. OMG might be looking to try and cut off here the side of WE, as that's going to force them to have to back off.
Yeah, they just want to be able to get the inhibitor here, and it looks like they'll be able to do it near uncontested. There's no one really to stop them, so they can just get this, force all the members off of the map, and then use their advantageous position to back off and go clear vision again.
Curse's been hitting some really good shock blasts. Keeps chunking out members that try and sneak on by.
He sold his boots for Bloodthirster.
Yes, I see no
That's
problem.
how far ahead. Yeah, that's how far ahead he is. Like, Rise isn't even on his 6th item.
Yeah.
He sold his boots for Bloodthirster in the meantime.
Yeah, pause.
This is Curse once again. It's all on his shoulders, and even though Icon does a ton of damage, can still be incredibly relevant. You feel like Curse has got all the pressure on him. This rookie, the newest member of the team, the most inexperienced member of the team, along with Penguin. So it's how the two of them can try and deal with this pressure of this high intensity stage environment. Where it all comes
here
down to
we go. That's going to be the Nocturne ultimate coming on in. Decent amount of damage. Mystic is still surviving. Keep track of that Kaisa through this fight. If Mystic is not touched, this game should be WE's. They get the kill on pause. Sure, you get yourself that, but Mystic is still alive. He's kiting back. There's the crits, though, coming out from Crystal, and he shuts down the Kaisa, finally getting himself a double kill. Throw in the triple kill, and they're looking to hunt down Mystic at the same time as the ace goes on over to OMG, and that should seal away the game.
He didn't find the kills early, but he found them late when it mattered as Crystal. He gets the crucial crits as Mystic was dancing around the rest of his team, keeping them all at arm's length. The Draven says no, slams that axe directly into her face and shuts WE out of the game, shuts them out of the series. And that's going to be OMG taking game 3.
And OMG in their home arena, they're going to start off Summer with a bang here as they go 2-1 against WE, opening up pretty strong to the home crowd.
This is one of the most changed rosters currently in the LPL, so to see them come out and perform so well against WE, a team that had such a resurgence at the end of spring, ended up going to playoffs and looking so strong as a roster coming those later parts of the season. OMG taking this series off of them has to be a huge confidence boost, going from one of the worst teams in spring to now competing for those sort of playoff spots areas. This is a great new look for them, and I'm excited to see how much this team can develop.
As the players go on over to shake hands here, OMG doing well here. It was a tedious game. It was a bit on a razor's edge between both squads, and it came down to that bot lane matchup between Mystic and Crystal. And Crystal this time around, even though he didn't get to cash in early like you mentioned, he was still able to perform very well on his pocket Draven pick.
Yeah, the classic pick for him, and even though he lost those stacks, he somehow found them again. He pulled them out when it mattered. They're just going to take a bow for the hometown crowd. As I don't think they'll be too happy with their performance, but all the same, they're 2-1. They end up walking out of it with the victory, getting their first one on the board for the season. And I see Icon seems a lot more happy than he has done in previous series. So I'm excited to see what he can showcase now he's got more of a roster around him, as Cuss and Icon this series was such a formidable duo, and Crystal just needed to facilitate them a little bit more come the late game. That's all they needed, that little bit of extra damage, the little extra source of potential threat, and then they took over the game.
Oh, for sure there. And you gotta be happy. Again, that was a really good game 3 from both sides in the end. Like, there was mistakes here and there, of course, from individual players, but it was still a hard fought series, and you gotta smile in that, because again, those are your fun ones to play out.
It looks like a really fun series to play, and when you come out of it as the victor, you end up being so much happier, just like, oh, it's done, it's over, we worked so hard for that victory, you can finally just relax, we managed to pull it out. But if you come out of that series having fought so hard and then coming out with a defeat, I feel for Team WE. As Mystic, towards the end of the series, he got better and better as time went on. And those late game fights, he was playing so well, but it just barely wasn't enough to save him. It just barely wasn't enough to carry Team WE through, and that ended up being the 1,000 damage Draven crit to his face that punished him hard.
Yeah, so it was very nicely done there by OMG. For us, though, that was, of course, our last game of the night, and because we are running a pretty bare-bones cast, we will not have any translations from any of from Ryuchu. She isn't here, so we can't do any post-game translations, but we will
Sorry,
be back.
Jenny.
Yeah, sorry, Jenny. Also sorry about LGD earlier. Okay. Either way, thank you guys for tuning on in. We will be back tomorrow for our good full broadcast where we'll have our full analyst desk, so be sure to tune on in. As well, we will be covering every Wednesday and Friday in the foreseeable future for you guys, so be sure to tune in on that. For now, we're going to go ahead, roll out the highlight package, and we'll see you guys later.